Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's caught back into play. Exactly. Miller's just like trouble. He's left on second and change.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Triple Bypass Battle at the Beach 65 from Myrtle Beach, sponsored by Mike Weeder here this evening in the number 6 car. I am James Parfitt, going to be joined in the booth by our very own Mr. Kenton Sportak. If he doesn't know it, it ain't worth knowing about NASCAR in general. The track itself, well, it's a very interesting track. Just 0.538 miles. Turns of 13 degrees on the banking. Straights 4 degrees on the front stretch, 3 degrees on the back stretch. It's going to be very, very interesting indeed. Let's bring you up to date with the current scores situation. Well, Tyler Merritt is out in front with 98 points. This is after round 2. Of course, this is round 3. He will then get an EOL for being last week's winner. Matt Perezzini in second, with James Honeycutt in third, Jeff Slaughter fourth, Matt Harmon fifth, Casey Gellis sixth, Al Corey seventh, Sid Kishishi in eighth, Jason Benson in ninth, and Greg Pillar in 10th place. Don't forget as well, guys, we've got season 6, 5 nights of racing. Sunday's got next gen, Tuesdays late models, Wednesdays is the Draft Queens, Thursdays Xfinity, and Fridays is road racing and street stocks. And as we say, today's race sponsor is that number 6 machine, Mr. Mike Weeder. Let's bring Kenan into the booth here once more. Kenan, welcome in, buddy. How are you?
I'm good. You know, get to take a trip down to Myrtle Beach, and we're going to meet all the Myrtles. It'll be great.
Yeah. Now, we have found out that in our research of Myrtle Beach, now I'm not going to be rude, I've never been here before. In fact, I had to buy the track about literally a couple of hours ago. It doesn't exist anymore. It's kind of a lime rock in Australia. It should have been a housing estate, but it didn't quite get that far.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was the last race, the Charlie Powell Memorial 400 in 2022. They were hoping that was going to be sort of their big thing, and they did race that specific event just there, but the last true race they actually had for NASCAR, I believe ran in 2000, was the last major NASCAR event, was the Myrtle Beach 250. And then after that, they've had some smaller races there, the biggest one being the Myrtle Beach 400 NASCAR Whelen All-American Series, and then the Icebreaker 125, the last race being in 2020. Unfortunately, it got kind of had issues financially, was bought by a company that wanted to turn it into hotels and condos for this space, because it's a fairly large space. And in the end, with COVID and all that kind of stuff, that got completely abandoned. So the track kind of just sat there, and then did get it finally demolished, all except for the front stretch and back stretch walls. Everything else is now gone as of 2021. So a very unfortunate situation. It's always sad to see tracks get taken out, but especially when they get replaced by completely nothing, and it's just a barren kind of space now.
Mm-hmm.
But at least it lives on in iRacing, and we can still head to South Carolina and go for a nice drive around it.
Yeah, absolutely there as well. Tyler Ruelas, man, it's good to be back racing again after 2 weeks in Europe. Where'd you go in Europe, Tyler? Let me know on that one. Kevin Campbell, let's go to Krispy Kreme Machine. That is, of course, Mr. John J.C. Campbell. He is here from Australia in that 117 machine. Now, we've got a mix of cars here. This is the interesting thing about this race. It isn't one set car, is it really? This is the first time we've covered the street stocks, but I think at the end of the day, there is nothing. I think it's 3 cars they've got here. They've got the street stock Panther C1, the street stock Eagle T3, and the street stock Street Stock Casino M2. Now, I'm not really familiar with these cars. In fact, to be honest, I didn't even know I owned one until I got into the session, but apparently I own the Panther C1 machine. 4-speed manual gearbox weighing about 3,500 pounds, 375 brake horsepower with a small block Chevy engine. It reminds me of more of a multi-class race than a normal race, because when you go into the Casino M2, it's the same, around about the same weight, 358 CU in inverted V8. In the M2, the Casino M2, is there a massive difference between the cars? Is that one of the things we've got to look out for this evening, with the fact that they have got the choice of car, but it seems like they're all around about the same kind of horsepower?
Yeah, they're the purpose behind the car and them kind of adding other cars. I don't want to say it was just financial, but it kind of gave people the option to sort of get used to the fact that in every other series you do for NASCAR, like outside of a couple, like many of the major ones, if you're following the true like NASCAR Road to Cup Series, you kind of start with street stocks, you head to trucks, then Xfinity, and then you hop into the next gen Cup cars. The downside to street stock was there was only one style, and that was it. Compared to, you look at the trucks, you've got the 3 different major brands. Same with Xfinity, same with Cup cars. So they kind of wanted to sort of build on that and give people that option. And I think it was when it first came out, you actually got both the Casino and the Eagle. I think those two was the ones you got. Panther everyone started out with, but you could buy the other two if you wanted basically a different look. Overall, there's very, very minor differences. It's nothing too crazy. It's not going to be like sort of how when you look at a GT3 cars in the series there, where you've got a Mercedes and Lamborghini and Ferrari, and they all have different aspects of them that help really pull them to different tracks. Something that's got really high curbs or something like that, where you really want to be able to eat those curves. Well, you're going to look at things like BMW or Mercedes, whereas if you are a more straight line speed, you might look at like the new McLarens and stuff like that. So they have those kind of different things. With these cars, it's not as much about that. It's more kind of just how you feel in the car. Sort of kind of like, it's very similar to those next series. Like if you look at trucks, it doesn't matter if you're driving the Toyota, the Ford, or the Chevy, you're going to get the same thing. It just kind of comes down to a personal preference and how you feel in that truck. Like I know for myself, I drive a Toyota and that, because I absolutely love it. Who doesn't love a nice Tundra? But it's not going to make it necessarily I'm going to win because I'm in Toyota compared to Jimmy who's in the Ford, right? Like it's not going to have that big of an impact. So there might be a little, bits and pieces. Like the biggest thing I saw is I believe it's the Casino has a very flat front. On a track like this, very little impact on how the cars are going to drive. When you get to bigger tracks, like if you start looking at like doing Daytona and that pack drafting, well, bump drafting is so much easier when the front part of your car is flat. You don't have to worry about getting the right angles and stuff because you're going to be pushing with a flat surface. So little things like that maybe will play a factor in other tracks, but here I think it's just going to come down to who can just drive their car.
I think you might be right on that one. I think it's going to be who can get their car round there. We're just in qualifying. There's not about 20 seconds left of qualifying there as well. Mike, Tex Nichols. Hey, guys, don't make fun of me tonight.
Too late.
Too late. Yeah, go straight. JJD racing there. LFG, good luck all. And Tyler Morales, merit has to be Max Verstappen in disguise. Well, we're going to find out how well he's going to do. He qualified on pole, but we know he's got an EOL for this one. So Tyler Merritt will probably be at the back, or he should be at the back if he is told where to be. Now let's bring you up the grid. It is Tyler Merritt on first, but obviously we know that EOL is incoming. So Ricky Barbary will take the second spot, effectively moving Ben Harkham up to pole because everybody on the right will shift up one. James Honeycott in 4th, Jared Jackson 5th with Matt Perezzini in 6th, JR Hollingsworth in 7th, love that. Jason Benson in 8th, Bobby Blowers in 9th, Al Corey 10th, Brad Cress 11th and Ross Rollins in 12th place. We've got quite a large grid here tonight. Ward Fisher in 13th, Charles Woods 14th, John Campbell 15th, Mike Weed 16th, today's sponsor, Jeff Slaughter 17th, James Durr in 18th, Paul Cromry in 19th, Matt Harmon in 20th, Casey Ellis 21st, Tyler Ruelas 22nd, Greg Pillar 23rd, Sid Kishishin down in 24th, and then Tex Nichols down in 25th place there. Effectively, everybody on the right-hand side should effectively move up a spot, but the way I'm looking at it is Tyler Merritt has taken his pole stance on that one. So when does the EOL kick in, do we think?
I'm assuming they're going to kind of have him go around and he'll probably just back out, but I could be wrong.
He's still in the pits. He's dropping the back to the back. There he is.
That's how he's going to do it then, yeah.
Yeah, so there we go. Some great livery designs, as you can see from these guys in the triple bypass. We have got 65 laps ready to go. Let's see how we get on here and see who manages to take that victory in these street stocks. It is Ben Harkham from the CAC Dr. Pepper Advisor team. Oh, it's a long story if we go into the CAC and Dr. Pepper. It really is. We're going to stay away from it here because otherwise we could be here literally all night trying to explain it to you once more. The drivers are coming in to turn 3 on this asphalt circuit. Don't forget there's no tyre changes, fixed setups as well. Lucky Dogs and wave rounds are on and they shouldn't need fuel. But ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your hats because the Battle of the Beach 65 will be green right about now. Ben Harkham holds that line. That outside line did not go anywhere. The 04 machine, which is Ricky Barbary, missed the start completely. He did not go anywhere. He ended up going backwards faster than he went forwards, did poor old Ricky Barbary there. JR Hollingsworth in 4th, Jared Jackson in 2nd place. But at the moment, Ben Harkham here, Ken, got away at the beginning. That outside line didn't go nowhere. Barbary missed the start.
Yeah, he definitely got a solid jump, created a pretty good gap for himself there, but yeah, the second line, I don't know if Barbary just didn't realize as we get our first caution of the day.
I can tell you now, that's Jeff Slaughter. Oh, he didn't get anywhere, poor old Jeff, in that ADA machine. So, caution number 1 on lap 2. Now, I don't want to say cautions breed cautions, okay? Because, you know, we don't really like saying that. But that's not a great way to kick us off.
2 laps in. Yeah, no. Unfortunately, we did see in practice. It isn't the easiest of tracks, and I mean, it doesn't help. Street stock cars are, oddly enough, not the easiest to drive for cars that typically are associated with, if anyone does iRacing, most people who here watching know what it is, but it's a rookie car. It's meant to be the first kind of entry point for oval racing is to drive these, and in all honesty, they're not the easiest to drive. They obviously don't have a ton of power. Like if you look at something like, you know, the either the Casino, the Eagle, the Panther, whichever one, you're still looking about 375 horsepower. Whereas when you pop up to stuff that's a little faster, like if you're looking at some of the newer Cup cars, even the trucks, which, you know, the trucks aren't meant to be massive. They're 650 plus horsepower. Like they have got a lot of gumption, if you will. They can get up and go. Whereas if you're looking, you know, things like the next gen cars are, you know, doing 650, 670 plus. Yeah, depending on the track, obviously. Like restrictor plates obviously play a factor and stuff like that, and they'll tweak things here and there. But these aren't meant to have a ton of horsepower, but they have no back end. I find it does not grip super well. You do run the risk of, if you get a little throttle happy, of kicking that back end out. You start sliding. They're hard to recapture if you do go into a slide. They're tricky cars, and a short track like this with not a ton of banking, like it's only 13 degrees in the corners. It's not a whole lot when you're trying to carry any form of speed, so you are braking going into these corners, and if you get on the brake a little too much and try and turn at the same time, well, you think like F1 cars or street cars don't like turning well under load. Well, these really don't.
Yeah, back underway, green. It was a single file restart there as well. Ben Harkham, Ricky Barbary, Jared Jackson. Ricky got off the line this time. Still in his place where he started, chasing down Ben Harkham in the front there. Harkham leading away, Barbary in second, Jackson third, Hollingsworth fourth. Barbary's just about to go and look up the inside. Is he going to be able to make this one work? He can make it work. Ricky Barbary gets the job done over... Somebody applied the pressure too quick there. I'll tell you what we're going to have a do now. We're going to have a chat with today's sponsor, Mr. Mike Weeder. Mike, welcome in, buddy. How are you?
Oh, I'm great, guys. How are you guys doing tonight?
Mate, I'm not too bad. However, I'm a little bit worried that we're 2 cautions deep and we're only on lap 7.
I think we're all worried about that right now.
Yeah. Are we going to see do you reckon, Mike, a caution mentality?
Well, I'm hoping not. I'm hoping we can just get this going and have some good green flags, because I'm not good at these restarts.
How is it out there anyway, Mike? Where do you reckon you're going to become?
It's all right out here. These cars are a little bit different than what I'm used to. I'm more of a late model stock guy, but these are fun. They're just, you got to wheel them.
You got to wheel them. Explain what you mean by that.
Well, let's just say they're a little bit loose on the brakes when you hit the brakes, and then they can grip up pretty good. You just have to have that fine balance between your gas pedal and how much grip you got, and your wheel inputs can be a little bit much sometimes.
Right, okay, Mike. Well, thanks so much for sponsoring tonight's race there, buddy. Have a good one. Let's see if you get yourself up in the top 10, Mike. Possibility or not?
Again, I don't know. These are not my thing, but I'll try. I'll give her a good old try.
Good old college try there, Mike, eh?
Yeah, that's right, boys.
Man, take care. We'll catch up with you soon.
I'll talk to you guys after.
I'm not sure if he can hear me properly there. There was a bit of delay between me and Mike, which is a bit unusual, but pace car lights are still on. He even said it there, didn't he? Kind of a bit slippery under brakes.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about. I mean, to be fair, it's kind of how it is with any form of NASCAR. As soon as you tap the brakes, cars don't like to slow down ever. They're made to, as we always talk about, go fast and turn left. They're not made to brake. So yeah, if you're hitting the brakes at all, it gets a little dicey.
Yeah, I found that out of Bristol. In fact, I haven't driven Bristol since, to be blatantly honest, in the trucks, as I did have a horrible run, and normally I like short tracks, but Bristol just did not go down too well with my right foot and brake pedal there. But Barbary's going to take us away. He gets off the line a lot better, does Ricky Barbary. Takes the whole shot going into turn 1, leads us away with Jared Jackson, Ben Harker, Blowers, Hollingsworth, Perezzini in behind that as well. In that 24 Jeff Gordon numbered machine, is he going to be able to do a Jeff Gordon performance? That's going to be the question here, but it is Barbary. Oh, dearie me. Caution number 3. Lap 13.
Ooh, this might be our first actual real caution. Yep, there it is. Little bit of help.
Yeah.
Trying to close the door. Although, to be fair, I think that's actually on him. It looks like he comes down on merit on his inside. I don't know if he just didn't realize he was still there or thought he was clear, and that kind of just, unfortunately, sent him around there.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, on that one. I did want to have a chat, but he's not. Oh, he is in the race. Let's have a quick convo there with my good friend in that number 45 machine. The Dallas Canadian, shall we say, one, Mr. Al Corey. Welcome up, bud.
Howdy, howdy. How's it going?
I'm all right, mate. How are you?
Oh, good.
Al, have you laid the admin hammer down in the chat yet and said, boys, we're 3 cautions deep at lap 13. We're keeping James up here and not allowing him to go to bed yet. Can we knock this on the head? Have you said that yet?
Yeah, we've been trying to get the guys to clean it up. It's tough. It's a short little track, and we have a large car count here tonight. But I think we've lost a couple of drivers already, so maybe it'll thin out the cautions. I don't know, but yeah, we're doing our best.
Oh man, well that's all we can ask for. Al, what's your best this evening? How far are you going to go?
I am not good in street stocks, so if I finish in the top 10, I'll be very happy.
Mate, and listen, floor is yours for 30 seconds. How can people get involved with Triple Bypass?
Visit us at triplebypassracing.com. Right from there, you can get our Discord invite link, and you can join us. Check us out. 6 series on 5 nights of racing, everything from road to short track to Xfinity and next gen. We got it all. So come on and check us out.
Man, well done, Al. Have a good one, bud. Look forward to seeing how you get on.
Thanks, guys.
Take care. There you go. That was Al Corey, one of the Triple Bypass admins here as well. As he said, go and check them out, triplebypassracing.com. We've gone back to single file restarts. That did not last long in the old double files here, but we are going to go back to single file restarts. How are we going to get on? You can see Pillar and Durr are 2 laps down already, but Barbary takes us away once more on the green flag. Everybody, are they going to make it through? They are. Morales is not out. He's 6 laps down, but he's still battling on now. I think we've lost Sid Kashishian and Casey Ellis earlier on, with JC has not made it round either, unfortunately, past lap number 13. So up and running out as well. JC out of the race. Barbary leads the whole shot going into lap 19. Can we make it a good few laps before we see our next caution? Lots of action taking place here, Kenton, as well. If you're going to want to overtake, where am I going?
Honestly, for overtakes here, it's going to be a little bit more so on these straights in terms of trying to get the car in a place to be able to make a pass. You're going to really have to try and pass in the corner, getting underneath the car, which isn't going to be easy as we literally enter into the the car of Jackson there. But like, you kind of have to set up your passes a lot more than we typically have to kind of do in oval racing. You need to get a very good exit. Hope you can get alongside enough going into the corner that you kind of bump the guy, not necessarily physically bump him, but force him to stay high and just be able to tuck underneath him and keep that momentum going. So short tracks are always harder to pass, but we'll see the 78 make a nice move here as Harcum looks up on the inside, trying to keep Jackson from being able to get all the way down to the line. And he unfortunately wasn't quite able to make it stick, but that's kind of the way you have to try and make it work, is set it up on the straightaway, try and pull the momentum all the way through the corner and kind of hope you can, or you can just hope he hits the wall.
Yeah, on that one, Warfisher looks like he's been... Oh, man. Caution. On lap 22. What did Ward Fisher get himself up to this time around in that customary red 84 machine? Oh, dude, you were
Just
heading
a little. Yeah.
Bit overzealous on the... Oh, ouch. A little bit overzealous on the steering there as well. You see him kind of start getting it lost before the corner exit, and I think that might be a sort of a little bit of overturning the car and then obviously applying the throttle pedal on that one, and unfortunately for Ward Fisher, we have gone around here. So we've got 40 laps to go, and at the moment I believe we've got 3 cars that are currently out, and we've got some that are 6 laps down. Mr. Ruela's Pillar is 2 laps down, Durr is 2 laps down, but we've lost Kashishian, Ellis and Campbell already. So we're down to 23 drivers. Still quite a good field. Warfisher's in the pits. Matt Harmon's in the pits. Barbary still leading the way in that 04 machine here. It's for Barbary himself. What has Barbary actually got to do here to try and hold back Jackson and Harcum and the rest of the field? You know, because As you said, it's a tough circuit, tough car. We've seen that with 4 cautions already on lap 22. Now we're going double file restart again. Well, I suppose the obvious one, Ken, would be to get the car off the line.
Yeah. Don't miss the start is number one. But in all honesty, really what he needs to do is make that car feel about 2 wide. You take the lines into the corners, that leaves this a little space, but not enough that they can go there, so they have to go further around you. It's the best way to keep that kind of hope up there. Is we are back underway, and it looks like Barber does get a good jump and is able to take it back over. But
he checks up. Look at that
a
behind.
little bit, yeah. There's a nice little.
He's round at the back.
Or just keep checking up, make everyone caution, and just finish this out under yellow.
Tex Nichols and JR there, I think. Oh, bro. Who is in that 17 machine? JR put him round, then he went into the 112 of Greg Pillar. And unfortunately for Tex and JR, it did not end up going so well. Caution number 5. I should have done a poll, shouldn't I?
Yeah, it's just been like, so do we think 19 or 20?
Yeah. Do you know, it's really weird, right? Because normally when we commentate on the Triple Bypass League, I don't think we ever see any higher than 4, maybe 4 cautions, probably sometimes. At the most, we've had complete green flag runs here. So this is a little bit unusual, I think, for these guys not to get to grips with the car track combo. And that's literally all I can seem to think that it is here, is they've not got to grips with the car and track, and maybe just not put the hours in.
Yeah, it's entirely possible. And I mean, it's, as we kind of said, like with the track not being an actual track anymore, not a lot of stuff actually takes place here. Like when I was doing research into, finding out how best to drive this track and how to kind of utilize this car here, the closest I could find to a race in street stocks here was back in like 2020, I think it was. It's been a long time since we've had really much for officials here. I think the only real official that actually has taken place for the most part is actually in micros and like all the SKs and like super small cars like that aren't really these. So they're going to have some trouble. It is a hard track to kind of figure out, especially with how on edge these cars sort of feel at all times. You really never feel comfortable in this car when it's on a short track to begin with, and this short track is really not easy to begin either. So it just adds a whole other level of monkey wrenches into it.
Steady. Check up already. Pace car's in here. We're going to get ourselves up and running once more. Back to the single file restart. Barbary leads the way. Jackson's in there. Harcum got a little bit strung up. Missed the start. Blowers in behind Nat Parazzini, Honeycott, Corey Benson. Corey finding himself up 3 places, sitting in 7th at the moment. 2 wide further back with Benson and Rollins. You've got to give each other room, otherwise it could go all wrong as the 93 of Rollins sends it up the inside of Mr. Benson. Is he going to get that job done there? He's got the run. Can he send it indeed coming out of turn 3? Well, he's actually going into 3. Or no, 1 and 2, sorry, as I get my track map all mixed up. Coming into 3 now. Benson still on the outside. Rollins still not able to get alongside. And behind that, we've got, of course, tonight's sponsor, one Mr. Mike Weeder, who is out on track at the moment in that number 6 machine.
Yeah, it's... Like I said, trying to get underneath is probably your easiest way to make a pass, but it isn't easy to make a pass. Like, it still is very difficult because... Obviously, the closer to the line you are, the more you actually have to brake to be able to make this corner. You can't really utilize as much of the banking, so it does make it a touch trickier. You can see he's not losing any time. He's kind of... Really, you're hoping that you can force a mistake out of, as we see with the 42 dropping back now. And Benson and allowing Rollins and Weeda to get through. So one little slip up being that high out you know, you get a little squirrely, or the back end just starts to fishtail a little bit on you. Well, now you're suddenly left out to dry, as we also watched the 10 car slip through, and now they're going to duel it out, and you got the 9 trying to dip underneath there of Cress. But when you get left out like that, any small mistake gets compounded because you have nowhere to really go. You know, you're trying to keep it as tight down to that line as you can, so when you're all the way out there, it just makes it easier for cars to slide underneath you. So you kind of want to get under and allow them to make a mistake. You kind of not force them, don't push them or anything, just kind of allow them to have to deal with the issues of being on that outside line.
Yeah, as you can see, Benson's losing places, hands over foot at the moment. Merritt's up into 6th place. The man himself there, last week's winner, and is now sitting in 6th. Corey and Rollins. Corey's been a little bit pushed out. Wheeler's going to try and follow Rollins through, I think, on this one on lap 39. We've got 25 remaining. Yep, we have. I've got to double check myself, but yep. Coming round onto lap 40, it will be a straight 25 lap shootout. You can see the laps go thick and fast here, being that they're only 20 seconds long. Corey had an opportunity to get back in. He's still got the opportunity now. There is still a car's length. You might want to get that Canadian tire machine back underneath, and he does do that there for our Corey. Gets it back in the middle. Kind of imperative that he did, though, isn't it, really, when you think about it, because otherwise he could have done a Benson and lost loads of places.
Yeah, and with how tight these cars are, like you can see right behind Barbary here, you've got 3 cars very close behind you. They're all within a second of you. So you get left out by 1 car, well, suddenly the next car behind him goes, you know, I'm going to dive down underneath, and then he's left out again, and then the 3rd car decides that I'm going to do the same thing. Well, then you get left out, and you have to slot back in, and well, you've lost 3-4 spaces very quickly. So you kind of have to be really smart. Like I said, you kind of have to make that car almost, you know, 2-3 wide, and you can sort of see he's trying to do it here. He's just holding on, but when he goes down, like, you want to go almost to the line, but not quite, because then the closer you, or you go really wide on exit and almost give up that corner altogether.
Yeah, the problem is he's sliding that machine, that 04 machine round, and you can see Jackson's just sat there. He's getting closer and closer and closer. There's been a bump. You can see the back bumper of Barbary is a little bit more concave than it should normally be, but Jackson's coming in. He's closing on him, has been for the last couple of laps now. Jared Jackson, is he going to be able to make this move? He's kind of setting him up. He's got to be alongside with that long old nose on these machines. He is alongside. He's forced him out wide. Is this going to be Barbary leading the lead with losing the lead, I should say, with 22 to go? And it looks like Jackson's got him off that line cannon. And now it's all about these next few laps and just how much speed can Jackson carry.
And yeah, Jackson, like, he doesn't have to carry a ton of speed. You just really need to keep your nose in there. And, you know, like you can see he's losing a little bit of kind of the overlap that Barbary has. But all he has to do is really just allow him to make that mistake. Allow him to go deep and sort of force him to, you know, create the opportunity for you to pass. And if he's able to do that, and if you're able to keep your line nice and tight, you should have an easier chance. The lapped car that he's going to drive him right into the back to will also help.
Yeah, he's going to... Well, I would have used him as much as I possibly can there. That is the 60 machine of Tex Nichols. He just runs himself up into the wall, but Jackson's worked him out for the last 5 laps. He's got the cars alongside. He's got Harcum now coming in. Barbary could end up 5th place here if he's not careful. If Harcum decides he's going to drop down and just follow Jackson through, poor old Barbary could just be pushed out by the next 4 cars. You can see they're sliding these machines round the corner. We can see with Jackson, he's trying to try and just get that little bit more overlap. He just needs that little bit more, as we are looking at the back end suspension there, just to get that little bit more. He's sending it in. Now you can see in the background, Harcum's almost got pushed out by the 43. He's got to follow Jackson through. You can't leave the door open, otherwise Blowers is going to come and take you as well, and Blowers does a number on him, almost pushes him out wide. There's still 2 wide. Jackson's still getting his way through. Blowers has now got Merritt on the outside. Harcum's now slotted back in. It's imperative that Harcum gets that machine on the inside.
Yeah, if I'm him, I was just going to say I would drop down and get right behind Jackson, and pretty sure he's listening somewhere. But
He keeps
yes,
doing
he
that.
did exactly that.
Yeah, that's my fear, though. He comes off corner entry. Oh, he's let Barbary in. Oh, Barbary's on his way. No, he's not.
All the
Harkham's
cars going
almost.
around.
Nobody went round.
Amazingly enough, yeah, they were able to save that, but that cost Harkham 2 full positions, and he almost lost another one to Perzini behind him. But as we see, Merritt has made his way back up from the EOL all the way now. He is in P4 in that black and gray 38. Barbary, he kind of got himself a little squirrely. Jackson was able to take advantage of it, and this is sort of the thing I was talking about. You can see Jackson is not going all the way down to the line, but not quite leaving enough space for a car to stick its nose up on the inside. And that's sort of what you wanted to do, is that forces the car trying to go around you to go even further outside of you.
Oh, they're gonna. Sure, he's gonna. Perzini nearly needed a nose job there. I can tell you that much.
Still, actually, that nose looks a little dented. Doesn't look so flat anymore.
No, that would have been a quick phone call to Madonna and ask where she got hers done. I can tell you that much there. Well, it's true. Can't help it. Have you seen her? Jesus. On that one. Anyway, let's get off that one before I get myself in trouble. Right, Barbary. Merritt's forced Barbary off the inside as well. Merritt's going to go through. We've got 11 to go. This is going to get done very, very quickly. 20-second laps there. Wheeler's coming back out of the pits. He did have a moment. He had to jump back. There was no yellow flag on the button. So no yellow flag there called on that one. Blowers is now... You can't run out wide on him, dude. You've got to sit in behind Merritt and either force Merritt into trying to make a mistake or allow him to come through again. We've got a Lightning McQueen-esque smile on the front of Bobby Blower's machine. And if you're wondering what I mean by that, well, let's just have a quick look from the back end of Tyler Merritt. You can see the... oh, no, we're not. I want to look on... No. Oh. All right. Well, let's try it from Barbary's. There you go. It's got that bumper's concave. You can't really tell it from this specific angle, but it is more concaved in, and it's going to be even more as there was contact almost there. A little bit of bump drafting on Barbary Cannon, but 8 to go. It's thick and fast, and Jared Jackson out in front.
Yeah, my concern with Barbary is he might have burned his tires pushing on that entire way, because he was really trying to get jumps, really trying to force the pace. And I think, unfortunately for him, it looks like he's just sort of lost that pace. Like, I mean, just taking a look, his best lap being a 20.57, and now he's running 20.95s. You know, no one else has really massively gone a big drop. I know Tyler Merritt was doing a 24.4 and is now a 20.9. But they're still just that little bit faster. So I think it's just he's a little bit struggling. You can see cars starting to drop into the 21s now, and I think tires are just starting to go. So it's kind of going to come down to sort of who can control the chaos that is, you know, the tire wear in these guys with this last 6 to go.
No, you see, this is on board with Paul Crum right there. He's going to be riding up. Can't go too close. There was Matt Harmon at one point alongside us. Where is Matt? He's dropped back, unfortunately. Looks like Crumry has gone through on Matt Harmon there, and slots back into that inside lane. But let's see what's going on back up here at the pointy end of the field. Jackson's got this done, surely. He's only got 4 to go. He's got less than 80 seconds here.
Oh, car just went around there.
Yeah. Oh, yellow flag. So close.
It looked like the mystery machine went around there.
Yeah.
That's Charles Woods?
No, James Durr.
James Durr, oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm sure, James, if you watch this back and I'm not saying your surname correctly, please just DM me and tell me. But yeah, he does unfortunately go round in that mystery machine. Clearly not had his Scooby snacks this evening.
Yeah. It's a
Doesn't
problem
look
when
good,
you
though.
don't have those. It does, I like it. Oh.
That was weeder.
Yeah, it doesn't look so good now, but it looked good.
It did for a minute. Scrappy.
Rut-row.
Hello. Scrappy. Watch this, Wheeler's just got nowhere to go here. He's just parked there. He held his brakes. Oh.
Yeah, we'd have tried once he came around the corner and there was just a car there, and he, unfortunately for Weeda, he also had a car below him, so he couldn't really just like swerve hard left because then he's gonna slam into somebody else. So it's an unfortunate position for himself.
Yeah. Look at Tyler Ruelas doing a little tour of Europe there as well. Bless him. Went to France for 2 nights, Switzerland for 4 days, Italy for 3 days, and France for 3 nights. There, so I didn't want to come to the UK. Actually,
That's
probably, fair. Yeah, that's fair. Don't come to the UK at this moment in time if you don't know half of what we've got going on over here. I don't want to get political, but it's a mess. So don't come over here as well. We're on the final 3. The question will be, are they going to line up 2s or are they going to line up singles? If they line up singles, I've got a funny feeling Jackson's got an opportunity to take this. If they line up in 2s, I'm a little bit worried that, Tyler Thumbstick's Merit there in that 38 machine driving on a controller is going to take the victory again.
Yeah, I think that he's going to have a better shot if they go single file. If they go double, he's going to really have to make that car feel super wide and not necessarily push him out wide, but just don't let him get all the way down and kind of, make his distance traveled a lot longer. That'll be his best shot, but we'll see. It looks like they might be staying single file.
Yeah. Single file restarts are coming round 3. I want to go to the UK for football and Goodwood. Yeah, probably fly out not long after those finish, to be fair, mate. Fly in just before they start as we're going to go into the final part here as well. Jared Jackson's got 2 to go. You can see Bob Bree. Bob Bree.
That was a dive bomb and a half. It came from all the way back.
Oh.
And it didn't work.
Where did he go?
I wonder if he got I don't know. He dropped like 5 spots.
No, he's all the way down in 5th place now. Is Barbary there after that? Is this going to be a Jackson win? Is it going to be a Jackson win? Can he hold on for the last turns? Number 3 and 4. You've got to lock it in the inside. It is going to be a job done for him. It looks like Jared Jackson's going to take that victory. He is going to take the win here at Myrtle Beach. Everybody comes rushing over like an absolute banshee. Nobody massively far apart at the moment. But your man of the hour, that 51 machine, Jared Jackson, wraps up the win. And I think let's do the results really, really quickly here because I do want to analyse that race because it went so quick. Jared Jackson is in 1st, Tyler Merritt in 2nd, Bobby Blowers 3rd, Matt Perezzini in 4th, Ricky Barbary in 5th. Went for a full send at the end there, didn't quite get it. Ben Arkham 6th, James Honeycutt in 7th, Ross Rollins in 8th, Al Corey 9th, Brad Crest, Jeff Slaughter, Jason Benson, Will Fisher, Charlie Woods, Matt Harmon, Paul Cromroy, J.R. Hollingsworth and James Durr further down on that one. And you got Mike Weeder, Greg Pillar, Tex Nichols, Tyler Ruelas, John Campbell, Casey Ellis and Sid Kishishian. You can see, no you can't because your winner's disappeared on that. Right, where is the winner in that chat? I cannot find the winner in that chat. So we'll have a quick chat with last week's winner, the man who started at the back and decided he wasn't completely happy at the back, decided to get himself into 2nd place, one Mr. Tyler Merritt. Tyler, welcome in, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing good, guys. How are y'all doing?
I'm all right, mate. Not bad at all. Come on. You must have enjoyed that a little bit, coming up from the back.
Well, not necessarily. I don't personally like the oil rule, but it's whatever. I'm just not happy that the 04 cost me the chance to fight Jared. It's 04 can do, just restart, I understand, but I just wish he would have not sent it in because I could have went and gave Jared a fight,
Yeah, look, dude, that's Robin. Robin's racing, right? Barbary saw the opportunity, he sent it in, the door was open. I'm not going to argue with that. The door was open there. I don't quite get what happened after that, though, and why he ended up dropping spots like an absolute
That's what
rocket.
I was saying. I don't know their teammate. They might be teammates. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, I'm not even sure on that one, dude. He just dropped like a rock. But listen, that kind of cements your position at the top, right? Let's be real about it. You're out in front already, and you're winning. Perezzini didn't have a great race, finished down in 4th. You jumped him, got his points. You know, how's the championship looking for you? I think you'd be all right.
I won the first 2 races. Got 5 bonus points last week because I started from the back and won. I'd say the only good thing about this now is next week I don't gotta worry about the OL.
Oh, yeah.
I'd say that's a good thing because we're going to Slinger next week, and if I knew anything about Slinger, that track's gonna be all about track position. There's gonna be no passing unless you dive bomb someone. I can already tell you that now.
Well, I don't know, mate. We're not there next week, so at the moment, we'll rely on your little. I'll watch the recap and see how many overtakes there was throughout the whole thing. But listen, dude, great job coming up from the back into 2nd place there, gaining. Well, you gained 24 positions technically on that one. But is there anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
Well, I want to thank Rafter, Piercing, all the rest of the admins for getting the race as clean as they could, as quick as happened.
Yeah.
You guys for the broadcast. McClellan Setup Shop for always, helping me out, especially DJE or Justin E as we call him. He's been a lot of help. He's been helping me, not particularly with this car, but getting a better Xfinity, and that's shown, I think, from my results so far in the Xfinity season. In the Xfinity series so far this season. And
awesome.
yeah. And really, I just want to thank the guys for putting on a good race tonight. Always wish I could finish one spot better, but it was a good fun racing throughout, especially the fact that I'm surprised that you could actually pass on the outside here, because I figure the street stock, would be too low horsepower to make pass on the outside.
Yeah, but it doesn't take much for them to slide the car on the inside, Tyler. I think that was the thing. A lot of it tonight as well. But listen, son, good job. Well done. And we'll see how you get on at Slinger, and I'll look forward to the recap.
All right. You guys have a good night. Take it easy.
And you, Mum. Next up on the list, we'll have a chat with the winner himself, one Mr. Jared Jackson from Elizabeth City here as well. Jared, welcome in, buddy. How are you?
Doing well. How are you guys?
I'm all right. Mate. I was a little, do you know what, Jared, actually, right? I wasn't all right. I've got to be honest. I wasn't all right until after lap 27. I was a little bit concerned with the fact that we'd had 5 cautions up to lap 27 and we didn't get the next one till lap 61. I was a little bit worried this was going to be a little bit more of a caution fest.
Yeah, it was kind of looking like that, but it did kind of clean up a little bit towards the end.
Yeah, it did, and worked out in your favor. Listen, I've got another quick question. Are you and Ricky Barbary teammates?
No, we're not. I don't know who he is.
Oh, okay. Well, Ricky was in the number 4 machine. It actually gave you a massive hand on the final restart. If you watch the broadcast back, you'll see what he got himself into on that one. Literally, absolutely coming from miles away and sent it on the inside of Mr. Merritt there and put him all out of sorts. So you got away on that one. Was you coming into this, Jared, was you expected to take a victory?
Honestly, I've never ran these cars. I'm getting ready to go on a vacation tomorrow in Jamaica, and we actually have to leave in the middle of the night. So I just decided to find something to do to keep me awake, and I saw they were racing, so I decided to hop in and try it.
Wow. Worked out well then.
Yeah, it worked out perfect, didn't it?
It did. Whereabouts in Jamaica are you going?
We're going to Montego Bay, and we have to leave here in a few hours. So instead of going to sleep, I just decided to find something to keep me up.
Well, fair play to you, sir, as well. Congratulations on your victory. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my team, group of guys, On Edge Racing. Been racing with them for a long time. We had a few drivers in the field tonight that are members of ours. I'd also like to thank Ryko Performance for helping me out in season 4 on iRacing. If you're looking for any good short track or NASCAR open setups, they can provide that. And I'd also like to thank my dirt team that I have called Action Academy. I'd like to thank all the drivers that participate in that. Al Corey, you guys with the broadcast. It's such a fun league, and you guys do such a great job with the broadcast. So thank you guys.
Oh, man. Well, thanks so much for your kind words there, buddy, and awesome job. And look forward to maybe doing a couple more throughout the season, bud. But for now, have a good one and enjoy your holiday.
Thank you, sir. You too.
Well, I think that's going to just about round it off on this one, Kenan. When we did get cleaned, it came thick and fast, didn't it?
Yeah, it definitely flew through lapses once it got yellow, or stopped getting yellow, sorry. And it looked good. It was, fun. It was fast and nothing too crazy. Like we said, the dive from the next county over on unfortunately for Merit was a little, we'll go with interesting being the word. But other than that, I mean, it was everyone drove really clean and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it definitely was. Well, guys, that's going to wrap it up here as well. Short, sweet, straight to the point here at Myrtle Beach, of course. Don't forget, guys, it doesn't exist anymore either on that one. But while you're here, if you are here and you've enjoyed what you've seen, like, subscribe, turn on the bells. That would be absolutely amazing. But for now, I've been James Parfitt. I've been alongside Kenton Sportak. And as always, take care. Have a great week. And you never know, we might see you on a track sometime. Good night.